Proceedings are concluded. This court is adjourned.
All this shit I did for this motherfucking company?
You ever had a great idea stolen from you and didn't know how to go about getting justice? In Charles Ford's The Anatomy of a Corporate Lynching, he takes us behind the scenes of his public copyright and civil rights lawsuit against his employer, Con Edison. In this explosive page-turner, Ford writes of an idea he submitted being taken and used without credit or compensation. In a book where no names have been changed to protect the guilty, Ford details how he stood his ground legally against theft and racial discrimination. Ford's exploration of a corporate lynching attempt inspires readers to pursue justice and fight back legally in the face of corporate opposition and retaliation. The Anatomy of a Corporate Lynching is available on Amazon worldwide in paperback and on Kindle. Find Ford at author Charles Ford on Instagram.
Greetings, family. I'm Dr. Jamille Harrell-Sims, and I'm a proud contributor to the African Diaspora News Channel. Make sure that you click subscribe, click like, and click the bell, and share so that others can partake in the messages that we transmit. Today's commentary is on our economic situation, specifically business. So this is what I've noticed. There is approximately, not exactly, but approximately 56 million of us in this country, in the United States. 56 million. Of 56 million people, we are a pretty large number, wouldn't you agree? So my question is, why is it that we have a hard time helping each other create businesses? Why are we not funding each other's businesses? So, of course, I have people that, I have relationships with from different parts of the world. They're not specifically from the diaspora. But throughout the years, I've had conversations with them trying to get information, because the one thing that we should be learning is that if we deal with, if and when we deal with people who are different than us, ask questions, ask them how they do things, get to know something about their culture, because the whole world is making a bag off of us. The whole world is taking over things that we created, and they monetize it and they get paid, and we don't get any of that money. So what's wrong with being around them and asking them how they do things and how they get down? How do they build these businesses? How do they come over here with no money, and in 5 years they have businesses in our communities? Well, let's talk about that for a minute. First of all, they come together. They do cooperative economics. So one of our problems is that we have this great love of patronizing and spending money with everybody else but ourselves. Now, if there's 56 million of us and everyone gives $1 a week to a fund or donates to, maybe there's a list. We look at Black Wall Street, and there's a list of people who want to start a business. They need funding. You know that historically banks don't fund us. They've taken our money. They've, white supremacy has stolen our land and our property and destroyed our businesses. And then they got paid reparations for businesses and destruction that they caused, businesses that they destroyed. So here's the issue. The issue is 56 million, $1 a week. That's nothing. $4 a month you throw in the trash. I'm going to up the ante. I'm going to say $5 a week. That's $20 a month times 56 million people. 365 days a year. That is so much money that we could own our own hospital. We could own our own grocery stores. We can own our own schools. We wouldn't even have to ask for home loans. We could fund home loans to those who qualify. we can get rid of the student loan debt for us, because listen, while we're waiting on reparations, we could fund our own kids who show promise, not kids that are playing around, and not necessarily kids, adults too. Sometimes you play around and you screw your life around, and then one day the light bulb goes on, and you say, hey, I better get it right. I'm ready to go to school and get a degree, or I'm more in favor of going to school and getting a skill. We're going to get a skill. We don't have to get a skill and be $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in debt. See, they are charging $30,000 for a 9-month program for a skill that when you go to try to get the job, your school doesn't hold water. So guess what? You just gave away $30,000. We wouldn't have to go through that if 56 million of us gave $5 a week. I want you to think about that for a minute. Other groups pull their money together and help somebody finance a business. And then when they get their business, they get up and running, then that person gives back. They take some money and they put back in the pool so somebody else can start their business. And then they get theirs up, put their money in the pool, and somebody else starts their business. And you can't tell me, I've been around. You can't tell me that people who can barely speak English, who just got here, ain't been here but 5-10 years. You can't tell me that some of these people can come in here and open a business in our community, and we fund them because that's what we do. And we can't do the same, and we're foundational Black Americans. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me in the diaspora that you can't take $1 a week and pull your money together and build. They come into our communities, and here, see, our priorities are messed up. We believe in weave, lashes, feet and hands. And look, as a woman, as a queen, yes, sisters, we must look at, we must take care of ourselves. We don't need to look like clowns or plastic phonies, but we need to enhance our beauty if you choose to. We're beautiful without nothing. Let me get that straight. Sometimes you see me, I don't even have on no makeup because I'm not trying to impress anybody. I have my king. But there's nothing wrong with a little makeup, some, lashes, as long as they don't look like windshield wipers. Sometimes it's ridiculous. And hair all down your behind when doggone well don't look right, and you're wearing somebody else's hair. You don't know the curses and the spells that have been cast on that. And I'll say it because I wore weave at one time. I tried anyway. I wore a little something. Everybody went through that. But that's been many, many years off of me. Many years. No more creamy crack here. So listen. I'm understanding it's about $40 to $50 for a pedicure. And I'm not just talking to the sisters. I'm about to talk to the brothers. $50 if you just do it once a month. How much money is that? You get your nails done. You say, I don't have nails anymore. I stopped that. $50 for nails. So $100 a month for hands and feet only is $1,200 a year that you threw in the trash. $1,200 a year. Yes, you look good. You on point. But that's $1,200. That's not including weave. That's not cheap. That's probably a few hundred and somebody to put it on your head. So you're probably spending about $4,000 or $5,000 a year just on looks. That's not including clothes. $5,000 a year could be put in stocks. It could be put in trading. It could be put in a savings account for an emergency fund. You could be saving to buy a property, some land. You could be saving for a car so you can get off the bus. You could put that money in an account to help take care of your children's education. Or you could take that money and you could get life insurance so nobody has to have a car wash when you go, long-term care. So when you can't take care of yourself and nobody wants you in the home, you can at least have a place to stay and have all your needs met. There's so many things that can be done with this money. You can also build businesses. Again, I'm not talking about $100 a month. I'm talking $1 to $5 a week. This is what we can do. Now, there are people trying to build, and we put out GoFundMes and Indiegogos, whatever you call it, or what's the other one, Kickstarters, and all this crowdfunding. And I noticed that with the crowdfunding, a person says, I want to go on a trip to Europe, and they'll get all their money. This other person says, I want to, something stupid. And they get all this money. But when somebody's trying to build a business, they have a hard time. Unless they're an influencer, unless they're, they got celebrity status on TikTok or something. People don't want to give. Why is that? You don't live in their community and they don't live in yours. And they don't even live like you live. They don't even know, some of these people don't even know the struggle. They're so far away from them. Shout out to King James. This brother has the money and he has not forgotten. We need more of that. So what I'm saying is, we can't talk about building businesses if we are not willing to help build. And I don't mean I mean put your money where your mouth is. You do it in church. The pastor says, I remember I was in church a few years ago, back when I used to go to church. I don't anymore, haven't in a while. And it was right around January, February. And the pastor said, I want every person in this church to give from their tax refund. If you are single, give $1,000. If you are married, $2,000 per family. So that this, and if you're listening, yeah, I'm talking to you, so that you can build the power center. How dare you ask for $1,000 or $2,000 per family? And some of these people are living in one room, rooming with a roomer. You will give to that pastor who already has the means. I'm not saying the churches don't need the lights on, but I'm just saying, but when somebody's trying to build a business that can help the community, you won't do that. You won't do that. I knew a sister or met a sister that had a beauty supply that she opened up in Pasadena, and the agents got together, went down to City Hall and tried to fight her and stop her from opening. And what did she do? She opened anyway. They couldn't stop her. But what hurt me, and I don't even live in that community, but I work in that community. And so where I'm at, it's white and Asian. We're not here. So for me to give back, which is what I do on a regular basis, I go home. I go to Inglewood, or I'll go to Pasadena. If I need hair care products, I ain't going to Sally's. If I need clothes, I'm going to where people know my style. I usually order my stuff from, Black-owned businesses that sell clothes. I do the best I can to make sure I recycle my dollar. If it costs a little more, I look at it like this. I can pay a little more to support my people, or I can get it cheap and keep sending other people's kids to school. And I'm telling you right now, the Asians come to school. They drive into school in Mercedes. There was a couple of them had Ferraris, Porsches. They're driving to school in cars that we haven't even gotten yet. But you paid for it. They're driving like that. They're wearing designer clothes. You paid for that because you keep buying from them. But they never come and buy for you. Show it to me. I want to see it on a video. So listen. This sister told me that sisters would walk into her shop and say, you have a nice store. Your prices are reasonable, but I just can't make a sister wealthy. She told me that. And they took their butts right back over to them Asians. She's no longer there. I didn't really need hair products. I don't do anything to my hair. I wash it, condition it, and go, and all my products come from a sister. I didn't need anything, but I would go over there and whatever I need for my granddaughters or whatever, I would get from her. She couldn't stay. She couldn't stay. She asked me if I wanted to buy it. The problem is I know nothing about running that type of business, and I already have my hands full, and I was always traveling, so I couldn't do it. I thought about it. I'm not going to lie. I thought about it. I talked to my husband about buying it, but who is going to run it while I'm on a plane. Who's going to run it? So I didn't. So guess what? They got it. She said every week they would come in her shop and ask her, when are you going to sell? When are you going to sell? When are you going to sell? This is what they do. So why are they doing that? Because we're not supporting each other. I have, I'm not going to sit here and lie. There's a brother who's trying to build a foundation of Black American museum that tells the hidden history. He needs support. We have a wellness center that's Afrocentrically trained therapists. I'm a clinical herbalist and a coach. We're all Afrocentrically trained. We're having a hard time. There are people out here trying to do the work. They're not talking, they're walking. But we're crawling because we don't have your support. So while we're talking about everything going on in the world, we are the biggest consumers, trillions of dollars a year. And I'd suffice it to say 80% of that does not come back to our community. That needs to stop. So again, 56 million. 56 million. Why don't we back each other? What are you afraid of? What is making you feel like, oh, if I give to them, I understand being Captain Save-A-Ho. I understand that. But this is not being Captain Save-A-Ho. I understand that you probably have friends and family members that borrowed money from you and never paid you back. That's happened to me. Or that you're tired of being the bank for everybody. Trust me, I understand that feeling. But you're going to throw $20 in the trash. Every week you get paid, you throw $20 away. Why not take that $20, find a Black-owned business or a Black-owned nonprofit and donate that money and write it off? I don't care if it's $10. Know that you're recycling your dollars. That's important, people. That's important. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm here for it. And I'm just telling you the truth because, again, we can't stop. We can't keep waiting for these people to, we want a seat at the table. We want this. We keep demanding and demanding and we keep getting ignored. So guess what? That's okay. You want to ignore us? We're going to keep hollering. But in the meantime, let's not wait on them. Let's build now. Let's support each other. Let's put our money in a pot or whatever, however you want to do it. Send it to a Black-owned business so that they can survive. Spend your money with a Black-owned business. Recycle. It's not racism. It's self-preservation. Everybody else is doing it but us. Peace. Hotep. Shalom.
"250 years of slavery, 100 years of Jim Crow, sharecropping, the Ku Klux Klan, lynchings, bombings, mass incarceration, the separation and destruction of the Black family. All of that has had an effect on our mind. Our mind needs to be decolonized. We today are experiencing mental slavery, not physical slavery as once our ancestors had to endure. In my book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we take you through every step to start releasing the chains that's on your mind. He or she who controls the mind control the person. It is in a vested interest of the white supremacist system to keep your mind bogged down in a mental slavery, throwing entertainment, throwing drugs, throwing alcohol, anything they can at you to keep you bogged down. You got to free yourself from mental slavery by purchasing our book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, today on Amazon. Make sure you share it with your family, share it with your friends. Everyone can benefit from decolonizing the mind, because once your mind is decolonized, you will never be put to sleep again.
Hello, everyone. Please make sure you subscribe to the African Diaspora News Channel app on these platforms.